What's up, guys? Drew here with my man.
Yo, life first in the building. You already know what it is.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk series, bringing you episode 6. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road.
Now to fully frame this whole thing out, right? So we have all of these platforms in terms of black platforms, right? We have we know of them, right? We have all of these different platforms, and again, right, we have the election going on, right? Right,
Mhm.
the election, right? Now, what's the one thing we talk about all the time, right? We talk about unity, right? We talk about, right, unity, right? So now, if you have, and again, right, at this particular point, because I just don't understand how is it that we have all of these individual platforms. We understand what's happening to us as a people. If it's anything, at least we could say on each and every one of those individual platforms, the one thing that they have in common is what unity, right? But how come is it these platforms as of yet have yet to come together on the world stage to illustrate that kind of a unity, right? You got to ask yourself that, right? Now let's take that a step further, right? When you talk about it in the context of the ego, right? So we understand exactly the situation that we're in right now. And we also do understand, as far as transformative change, what needed to happen in order to really get us, going towards a direction that we needed to in order to progress as a people. But then the moment they started to understand how quickly we did progress, you saw the things that they did to us to bring us back down again, right? Needless to say, right? So now we have, again, in addition to multiple solutions, right? But we have a particular solution as far as a certain level of posturing that is it's creating a very effective um, you know um, feedback, right?
Mhm.
So ultimately, the thing that just seems to just I just don't understand is, right, if we're all about unity, right, and if supposedly we're all about liberation, right, we're all about pretty much calling out injustices as far as calling it for what it is, right, in the sake of that, right? Why is it if you have an organization that literally is getting the type of attention and momentum that they're building, why not have them plaster all over you guys' platform? I don't understand it, right? So because why? Because is it then that person then now will take the spotlight, and then now what, you wouldn't be significant anymore because now they might see there might be somebody else who actually have a plan that actually in that regards, right? And then obviously they could authenticate it themselves, and if they want to get behind it, to get behind it, right? I'm not saying you have to do it, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't understand why is it you got, again, all of these significant platforms, but yet still we're so divided. I just don't understand it, man.
It's because right now we're working towards unity, ain't fully there. Because although they have all these platforms, you got to understand something. They're still on that ego mindset where it's, oh, I have to be better than this person. It's not so, oh, let me work together with this person so we can both be good and we can even gain a bigger audience, in terms of that. But they don't see it that way. They all know what the problem is, but they're not thinking about it in terms of working together to find a solution. It's just so, okay, I hear the problem. I'm going to keep complaining about the problem, and I'm going to bring on more people to complain about the problem, and not, I made some of them, the people that come onto the show or whatever the case may be, might have some solutions, but that's just it. They're just looking for people so they can keep people's attention, because it's just, you're going to bring in people that, oh, it sounds great, but what is the action behind the things that they're talking about. Even if you bring that person on there, are you really gonna follow up with them and work with them based off of the solution that they came up with? No, you're just gonna try to find another person that just keep people watching. But at the end of the day, it's like we're at a point now, like you said before, is that it's no more of, oh, okay, we want to hear what you have to say. It's more so we want to come up with a solution and also act on that solution.
I just think it's just pretty interesting that the lack of attention,
Mm-hmm.
follow through when it comes to, again, right, we the people, right, and we sit and we just follow because that's the perception. Because if we're then silenced, then that means that we're what, complicit, right? Because we're silent, we ain't saying nothing. Everybody's over here making assumptions, we ain't saying nothing. So that means what? You're complicit, you comfortable, you all right, which is cool, right? But just keep being all right. When things is moving, you just keep being all right, because everybody ain't gonna be for this, and that's just how it is. So when you even think about the emotional state, right? So think about this, right? So with everything that's going on right now, every single thing that's going on right now, that's being plastered everywhere, right? All you hear is a constant black life this, black life that, black life this, black life that. Now, thinking about that constantly over and over and over, but living the reality of it through the lens of such existence, right? And just imagine now having to now go and interact with individuals that is the opposite, right? So just thinking about emotionally, right? Just all of these different narratives of what these individuals that have done, that is doing. When we talk about justices, we see clearly how that's being handled, right? But then emotionally, right, you're hearing the same thing, but Black Lives Matter. But every time they say it, it's like you get what? Bow, Black lives don't really matter, but Black Lives Matter. Bow, Black lives don't really matter. It's like, when are you ever going to really get it, right? Because Black life is only then going to matter when it really matters to us, right? Right? And not necessarily somebody else having then to say that our lives matter, right? Because we should already know the significance of our own existence,
Yep,
right? So
exactly.
emotionally, right? So this is where I'm tying it in right now, right? So you go to work, right? Black Lives Matter, right? You go to work, you hear about all of the things that just happened, right? In the sake of Black Lives Matter, as far as the lack of justices, right? But then you go to work, having to now deal with these different emotions, and then you see these individuals, right? But where's that same energy? No one has shows empathy. No one is sympathetic, towards the stuff that we have to deal with. But only when it's convenient for them to hold up the flag and say Black Lives Matter. The reality is, and it's evidence, right, that these people just don't care. Think about the conveniences, right? Oh, we're at work, we really can't have these conversations. It's not really appropriate, right? Just think about that for a second, right? So here we go again, right? Money. We value money even over the conditioning of a human. We put money over that first, right? Because that's more important, right? Psychologically, if you really truly cared about Black lives, right? Why wouldn't you then have something? Because think about what this is doing to us psychologically, right? What's happening to us right now? The fear that they're trying to, put into us, right? We are gonna kill you, and look, ain't nothing's gonna happen to us.
Not only just that alone, with all that is happening in the world, if you were to see it on a scale of a person on a lower vibration, you would be scared, because the uncertainty is every day. Just when you think things are bad, it just keeps getting worse. And then you're seeing it through that lens, just looking at it through that lens, it's like, what's the point? Some people probably right now is like, what's the point of even living? To I don't want to say commit suicide, but some people might get to that point based on all the things that's happening around the world and the feeling. Like right now, people are going through emotions that they themselves don't comprehend. It's like 1 minute you're happy, your emotions are up and down. You're sad the next day, and you're sad, and you don't even know why. That's happened to me too. And it's like I don't know what the source of it is, but at the same time, I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I know that the feeling is not going to last forever. It's just okay, you feel sad, I feel into the feeling, and then that's about it.
Some of the things that I'm working on as an individual is to more so make sure I'm increasing my overall awareness to making sure that when certain things is thrown my way, I'm able to react to it without illustrating any kind of an emotion. So that's some of the things that I'm working on, and some of the things that I do daily in making sure that I'm ready in that sense. So I could combat whatever these things may be. Um, you know, and and it goes back to your posturing, right? So making sure that you stay true to yourself, right? So your position, right? So ultimately, if something is bothering you, right, because think about it, right? Emotionally, right, we care more about someone's feelings based upon how uncomfortable they might feel. And now what we then do is we suppress our feelings for the better sake of the next person. And then obviously internally, you could only take so much before you have an episode, right? So
Yeah.
let's think about that. For who, for what sake, right? So at the end of the day, we need to make sure that you just gotta just be true for yourself, and it can't be based upon money, this fake money. At some point, people, it's going to come to a point where we have to understand this is not real, right? That is controlling us, right? Us humans, we're real, right? You and I, we are real, right? The moment we get to the point that this is means nothing is the moment we're going to be able to really start, seeing and feeling and experiencing this life for what it is. What do you
Yeah.
think about this media that's supposed to be hitting soon?
Media in terms of
Ciao. You didn't hear about the media? November 2nd.
sorry, in terms of what exactly you
Oh,
got?
right. So boom. So that's another thing. So right. So yeah, right. So they're supposed to. Okay. So there's a media, right? That so look it up, right? Again, right. Do your own research on this, right? So there's a media that's supposed to be coming on November 2nd. Think about the timing. Yeah, bro. Literally. And now the fact that this ain't no like just regular media, which any media in that context is not a regular thing, but something to where we shouldn't even be told about, right? All over mainstream news, right? If you think about the size of this media that's coming our way, bro, and how close to proximity this media is going to be to the planet Earth, it's very concerning. Check it out, bro. We're gonna add a link in there too, so you guys can check it out as well. Yeah, there's a media coming, and again,
Meteoroid.
huh?
Meteoroid. I thought you said
Meteoroid.
media. Oh,
Meteoroid. Yeah,
oh,
Meteoroid. Yep. Yep.
bro, I'm sorry, I misheard what you said. Whoa.
Well, no,
Whoa.
no, 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 no. I did say meteor. Yeah, but meteoroid.
Yes,
No, thank you for
meteoroid.
correcting me.
Okay.
Meteoroid. Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah,
Whoa, bro.
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah. I
I
mean, yeah,
so it's
bro.
coming.
Yeah,
Man, that's a lot. That's
yeah,
that's a lot, man.
yeah.
I haven't heard about that, but now that you said that, I
Mm-hmm.
am gonna go look at that and see what that's
Yeah,
all
check it
about.
out. Yeah, bro. Check that out,
November.
man. I was like, what? Like, yeah, yeah, bro.
Coming by or coming? What do you mean coming by?
So
Like what?
it's I believe it was something where it was like 300 miles, bro. That's how close it's gonna be coming to Earth, bro. Like 300 miles. And again, check it out. Like if you
Pass or hitting impact or just
That's
passing
what I'm
by?
saying. So literally, right, if you even think about how close that is, the fact that they're not talking about it. And even think about it, right? You had first the presidential debate, and then you also had the vice presidential debate, right? And the fact that none of them thought it was necessary even to mention anything about this, meteoroid. Yeah, thank you. That's coming. It's beyond me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, man, check it out, man.
Wow.
Hmm.
Damn. Now
Yeah,
I want to know.
yeah,
Now I want to know what.
yeah,
That's wow.
yeah.
When you say this thing is the reality show, got to be a reality show, bro. How do you not talk about that?
Uh,
It's like, how do you not talk about that? I
but
don't get it.
no, it's just I just think it's just kind of funny, right? Kind of going back to what I was saying, right? So when we just think about how we get our news or how we get informed, right? Either being obviously in this day we do it through social media, right? Right, we have it right in our
Yeah.
palms, right? So now, for instance, right? So like I listen to like a couple of different cats, is where I get my content from, primarily Black, right? And it's just so amazing that these individuals, even within those platforms, don't even talk about this stuff. But again, this one particular platform, which is where I heard about it, and I was just like, what? Literally, right? You didn't hear about it in mainstream news.
Oh, you're
Or,
definitely not gonna hear it there.
correct, right? And again, right? So sure enough, right? So I got on my computer and I was like, God, behold, this shit is happening. Like this ain't like literally, right? And I'm like, why ain't nobody talking about this?
Wow.
Again, right? But then again, right? So then somebody might say, yo, bro, you saw that game last night? Yeah, yo, LeBron went off for like,
Yeah.
oh, that's right. Yeah, LeBron went off for like, no, okay, but we got it. This whole, what we got coming our way?
Meteor.
We got a meteoroid. We got this whole meteoroid coming our way, right? But we worried about LeBron doing what?
In the basketball,
You know what
bro.
I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, so again, it just simply goes back to just
And
that.
and it goes back to the fact that y'all don't notice. It's a great question. I know they know it. Because if you can go online and search it, they definitely know it.
Oh, facts.
Hmm.
Facts.
So now that I think about it, they want us to be scared, but they don't want us to be scared shitless because if you know that, chaos will ensue.
Mm,
Fear within control, but fear not out of control because then it's no fun now, So, and that's probably why it's on the hush hush. But at the same time, it's like it is 2020, and once it gets out, it's gonna be out. Once the cat's out of the bag, there ain't no catching them. So now that you just said that, now I'm about to look into it, and now once focus starts to go on it, that's when it gets energy, and that's how it gets out. So that's that's a lot.
right.
That's funny. I just got the notification about LeBron winning another championship as we speak, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so at least people gonna be talking about that, but not the meteoroid that's
Right.
potentially
Mm,
coming our way.
mm,
So
mm,
that's a lot. That was a lot, because at first I thought you were saying meteor. I'm like, what do you think? Because the way how you were explaining it, and you were like, oh, the new media that's coming out, and it's like just the way how you were explaining it, man. I'm
mm,
like, wait,
mm,
what? I
mm.
thought I thought it was a new media channel that's gonna be
Got you, got you,
like
got
legit. If you
you.
listen to it, it's like you're like, oh, the new media that's coming out, it's gonna be so close. I'm like, what? They're gonna be exposing stuff. Then when I'm
Mm,
listening to you, I'm like, wait, nah, I can't. No, that can't be what I'm hearing. But yes. And then you're like, oh, it's gonna be November 2nd. So I'm like, oh, right around the
mm.
elections and all of this. I'm like, the media is coming out just at the right time, but I wasn't hearing correctly what you were saying. But yeah, man, that's a lot. I definitely gotta look into that, bro.